Hello friends. When an Aries man and a Virgo woman cross paths in the realm of love, the universe quietly smiles, because this pairing is anything but ordinary. At first glance, they seem to come from different worlds. Fire meets earth, impulse meets precision, passion meets practicality. Yet it is exactly this contrast that creates a fascinating, sometimes challenging, and often deeply transformative connection. Let's explore how these two signs interact across every layer of a romantic relationship, from the spark of first attraction to the potential for lasting love. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the Thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. Chemistry. Initial attraction. The initial attraction between an Aries man and a Virgo woman unfolds like a quiet psychological puzzle rather than a dramatic collision of sparks, and that is precisely what makes it so powerful. At first, neither of them may even label what they feel as attraction. It arrives disguised as curiosity, awareness, and a subtle pull that lingers long after their first interaction ends. Aries, ruled by Mars, is instinctive, assertive, and driven by a powerful inner fire. He is used to instant reactions. People either respond to his energy immediately or shy away from it. Virgo, ruled by Mercury, exists in a realm of careful observation and intellectual depth. She does not react impulsively. She studies, listens, and evaluates, absorbing far more than she reveals. When these two encounter one another, the contrast in their energies creates an invisible tension that neither can ignore. Aries enters spaces with confidence that feels almost physical. His presence is animated, his gestures decisive, his voice charged with certainty. He tends to live in the moment, propelled by desire, ambition, and instinct. Virgo, by contrast, carries herself with controlled grace. Her movements are measured, her words deliberate, her attention precise. She notices details others miss, tone shifts, inconsistencies, and tensions beneath words. When Aries first notices Virgo, it is often because she does not respond the way others do. She does not mirror his enthusiasm immediately. She does not rush to impress or submit to his charisma. This absence of instant validation intrigues him deeply. What he cannot easily read becomes irresistible. Virgo's attraction to Aries begins almost unconsciously. She may initially register him as overwhelming, loud, or even disruptive to her internal order. Yet she cannot deny the authenticity he radiates. Aries does not hide behind politeness or calculated restraint. His emotions are visible, his intentions transparent. For a Virgo woman, who lives in a world of nuance and internal analysis, this kind of emotional honesty feels both refreshing and disarming. He says what he means and means what he says. There is no need to decode his motives, and that simplicity allows her to relax in ways she rarely does. As they interact more, the chemistry between them deepens through contrast rather than similarity. Aries is drawn to Virgo's intelligence, not just as a trait but as an experience. She challenges him without aggression, corrects him without cruelty, and questions him in ways that stimulate rather than diminish him. He finds himself thinking more carefully around her, choosing his words, and reflecting on ideas he would normally dismiss. This mental engagement awakens a new layer of attraction for Aries, one that goes beyond physical desire or ego gratification. Virgo becomes a mirror that reflects not who he is, but who he could become. Virgo, meanwhile, begins to see Aries as a living embodiment of courage. He takes risks she would calculate endlessly. He acts where she hesitates. He trusts life to catch him when he leaps. This fearless approach both unsettles and fascinates her. Through Aries, Virgo glimpses a version of herself that is less constrained by fear of error and more open to experience. His decisiveness feels liberating, especially in contrast to her tendency to analyze every possible outcome. Over time, his presence begins to loosen her grip on perfection, allowing attraction to grow organically. Their chemistry is reinforced through conversation. Aries enjoys verbal sparring, directness, and passion-driven exchanges. Virgo enjoys clarity, logic, and meaningful dialogue. When they talk, the exchange feels alive. Aries brings energy and momentum. Virgo brings depth and precision. He asks bold questions. She provides thoughtful answers. She challenges assumptions. He challenges limitations. Each conversation leaves them feeling stimulated rather than drained, which is a rare and intoxicating experience for both. Physically, the attraction simmers beneath the surface rather than erupting immediately. Aries is keenly aware of Virgo's understated beauty, the elegance in her posture, the intelligence in her eyes, the subtle confidence that emerges when she speaks about something she cares about. Virgo notices Aries' physical vitality, his expressive face, and the way his emotions animate his body. Yet neither rushes into overt physicality. The restraint intensifies desire, turning every glance and gesture into a charged moment. There is also a sense of polarity that fuels their attraction. Aries represents action, impulse, and fire. Virgo represents reflection, discernment, and earth. Each instinctively recognizes that the other possesses qualities they lack. This recognition creates a gravitational pull rooted in growth rather than fantasy. Aries is not merely attracted to Virgo, he is compelled by her ability to ground him. Virgo is not merely intrigued by Aries, she is energized by his capacity to propel her forward. As time passes, their attraction transforms into a slow-burning flame that defies Aries' usual patterns. He is accustomed to quick sparks that fade just as quickly. With Virgo, the fire does not roar immediately, it glows, strengthens, and stabilizes. Virgo, too, experiences attraction in an unfamiliar way. Instead of needing complete certainty before feeling desire, she begins to trust the process, allowing attraction to unfold without controlling it. Ultimately, the chemistry between an Aries man and a Virgo woman is built on fascination, contrast, and mutual awakening. It is not loud or dramatic at first, but it is persistent and deeply compelling. Each sees in the other a challenge, a lesson, and a possibility. This initial attraction lays a powerful foundation, one rooted not in illusion, but in genuine curiosity and the promise of transformation. Emotional dynamics. The emotional dynamics between an Aries man and a Virgo woman represent one of the most intricate and psychologically rich aspects of their relationship. This is not a pairing where emotions flow effortlessly in the same direction or at the same pace. Instead, emotions move along different paths, shaped by fundamentally different temperaments, instincts, and coping mechanisms. Aries experiences emotions as immediate reality. Feelings rise within him like a sudden flame, bright, undeniable, and urgent. He does not question whether he feels something, he simply does. His emotional responses are instinctual, physical, and fast. Joy surges, anger flares, desire ignites, disappointment strikes sharply. For Aries, emotions are signals meant to be acted upon, expressed, and lived through without delay. Virgo's emotional world operates almost in reverse. Her emotions do not arrive as explosions but as currents beneath the surface. She feels deeply, but quietly. Each emotion passes through layers of internal processing before it is acknowledged outwardly. She asks herself why she feels what she feels, whether it is reasonable, whether it is justified, and whether expressing it will improve or destabilize the situation. This reflective approach often creates the illusion of emotional distance. To Aries, Virgo may seem reserved, controlled, or even cold at times. In reality, Virgo is protecting something extremely delicate, her inner emotional equilibrium. This difference alone can generate profound emotional tension. Aries may interpret Virgo's silence as rejection. When he opens his heart quickly and receives a measured response, he may feel exposed or unreciprocated. Because Aries equates emotional intensity with sincerity, Virgo's caution can feel like emotional withholding. He may wonder why she does not meet his passion at the same level or why she needs time when emotions, to him, are already clear. This can lead Aries to push harder, express more intensely, or demand emotional clarity before Virgo is ready to provide it. From Virgo's perspective, Aries' emotional style can feel overwhelming and unpredictable. His quick reactions may seem reckless or emotionally immature to her analytical mind. She may perceive his intensity as pressure to respond, to decide, to feel on command. Virgo does not like being rushed emotionally. When she feels pushed, her instinct is not to argue but to retreat inward, creating emotional distance as a form of self-protection. This withdrawal, however, often exacerbates Aries' fears, reinforcing his belief that she is emotionally unavailable. Yet beneath this friction lies immense potential for emotional growth, provided both partners are willing to learn from one another rather than defend their defaults. Aries brings emotional honesty into Virgo's life. He does not hide behind politeness or emotional ambiguity. When he is hurt, he shows it. When he loves, he declares it. This transparency slowly teaches Virgo that emotions do not need to be perfected before they are shared. Through Aries, she learns that vulnerability does not always lead to chaos. Sometimes, it leads to connection. Virgo, in turn, introduces Aries to emotional depth and responsibility. She helps him recognize that emotions are not just reactions but messages. Where Aries may initially respond with anger, Virgo encourages reflection. Where he may act on impulse, she invites consideration. Over time, Aries begins to understand that emotional strength is not diminished by restraint. He learns that pausing before reacting does not make him weak, it makes him wise. As the relationship matures, Aries often becomes more emotionally considerate. He starts to notice Virgo's subtle cues, changes in tone, shifts in energy, moments of quiet concern. He learns that her silence is not emptiness but processing. With patience, he becomes capable of holding space for her emotions rather than demanding immediate articulation. This marks a significant evolution for Aries, who is accustomed to emotional immediacy. Virgo, meanwhile, grows more emotionally courageous. Aries' acceptance of her feelings, even when they are uncertain or unfinished, creates a sense of safety. She begins to trust that she can express emotion without having all the answers. Slowly, she allows herself to be more spontaneous in her emotional responses, sharing thoughts and feelings before they are fully refined. This is deeply liberating for Virgo, whose emotional life is often burdened by self-criticism and fear of error. Their emotional bond becomes strongest when both partners stop trying to correct each other and instead focus on understanding. Aries does not need Virgo to become emotionally dramatic. Virgo does not need Aries to become emotionally restrained. What they need is mutual respect for emotional timing. Aries learns that waiting can be an act of love. Virgo learns that speaking sooner can prevent emotional distance. Conflict becomes the true testing ground of their emotional dynamics. Aries tends to confront issues immediately, often fueled by emotion. Virgo tends to step back, needing time to process before engaging. If unmanaged, this difference can create cycles of pursuit and withdrawal. Aries pushes for resolution. Virgo retreats to regain clarity. However, when both recognize this pattern, they can transform it. Aries learns to give Virgo space without interpreting it as abandonment. Virgo learns to communicate her need for time rather than disappearing emotionally. There is also a profound healing element in their emotional connection. Aries helps Virgo reconnect with emotional spontaneity, the joy of feeling without judgment. Virgo helps Aries reconnect with emotional intelligence, the understanding that feelings have layers and consequences. Together, they create an emotional ecosystem where passion and thoughtfulness coexist. Over time, their emotional relationship becomes less about intensity versus restraint and more about balance. Aries still feels deeply, but with greater awareness. Virgo still reflects carefully, but with greater openness. They meet in a shared emotional middle ground where fire is no longer destructive and earth is no longer rigid. Ultimately, the emotional dynamics between an Aries man and a Virgo woman are not easy, but they are deeply meaningful. This relationship demands growth, patience, and humility from both sides. Aries learns that love is not just about expression but about presence. Virgo learns that love is not just about understanding but about courage. When they evolve together, their emotional bond becomes resilient, nuanced, and profoundly intimate, capable of weathering challenges not because emotions are suppressed, but because they are honored, respected, and shared with intention. Long-term compatibility. In the long term, the compatibility between an Aries man and a Virgo woman is not defined by ease or instant harmony, but by endurance, evolution, and the willingness of both partners to grow beyond their natural instincts. This relationship is built over time, shaped through shared experiences, repeated challenges, and gradual mutual understanding. It is not a union that thrives on fantasy or idealization. Instead, it demands realism, maturity, and a deep respect for differences. When these qualities are present, the bond between Aries and Virgo can become remarkably strong, resilient, and purposeful. Aries approaches life as a forward-moving force. He is driven by ambition, fueled by challenge, and energized by the feeling of progress. He needs goals to chase, obstacles to overcome, and a sense that life is constantly unfolding. Stagnation drains him. Virgo, on the other hand, seeks stability, refinement, and continuous improvement. She is motivated by purpose rather than conquest, by usefulness rather than recognition. Where Aries wants to move fast, Virgo wants to move correctly. Where Aries prioritizes momentum, Virgo prioritizes precision. In the long run, these differences can either divide them or perfectly complement one another. When functioning at their best, Virgo becomes the grounding force that Aries desperately needs but rarely seeks. She brings structure to his ambitions, helping him turn raw energy into sustainable success. She sees potential problems before they arise, plans for long-term outcomes, and encourages thoughtful decision-making. Aries, in turn, injects life into Virgo's carefully constructed world. He helps her break free from excessive caution, reminding her that growth sometimes requires risk. He encourages her to trust her instincts, not just her analysis, and to believe in her own strength. Together, they are capable of building a life that balances action with intention. Aries initiates, Virgo refines. Aries pushes forward, Virgo stabilizes. Aries dreams boldly, Virgo makes those dreams workable. This dynamic can be incredibly productive, especially in long-term partnerships involving shared careers, family life, or major life projects. When aligned around a shared vision, they can achieve far more together than either could alone. However, long-term compatibility between these two hinges on how they handle control and criticism. Aries values autonomy above almost everything else. He needs to feel free to act, decide, and lead without feeling constantly corrected. Virgo, by nature, notices inefficiencies, mistakes, and areas for improvement. Her impulse to correct is rarely malicious. It is rooted in care and a desire to make things better. Yet to Aries, repeated criticism, no matter how well intended, can feel like an attack on his competence and independence. If Virgo becomes overly critical or micromanaging, Aries may respond with defiance. He may rebel, ignore advice, or deliberately assert his independence in ways that create unnecessary conflict. Conversely, if Aries becomes too dominant, dismissive, or unwilling to consider Virgo's perspective, she may retreat emotionally. Virgo does not fight loudly, she withdraws quietly. Over time, this withdrawal can create emotional distance and resentment if left unaddressed. Long-term success requires conscious adjustment from both sides. Virgo must learn to soften her delivery, choosing encouragement over correction and trusting Aries to learn from experience. She must recognize that not every flaw needs to be pointed out and that acceptance is sometimes more powerful than improvement. Aries must learn to listen without defensiveness, understanding that Virgo's feedback is often an expression of care rather than control. He must resist the urge to see guidance as limitation. Another critical factor in their long-term compatibility is pace. Aries tends to move quickly through life milestones, while Virgo prefers careful planning. Decisions about commitment, finances, living arrangements, or family may require compromise. Aries learns patience, Virgo learns flexibility. When they respect each other's timing instead of forcing alignment, they build trust and security. Over the years, this relationship has the potential to mature into something deeply stable and meaningful. Aries becomes more disciplined, focused, and reliable through Virgo's influence. Virgo becomes more confident, adventurous, and self-assured through Aries' encouragement. They shape each other not through force, but through presence. Ultimately, long-term compatibility between an Aries man and a Virgo woman is not about eliminating differences, but about integrating them. Fire and earth do not cancel each other out, they create fertile ground when balanced correctly. With mutual respect, emotional maturity, and a shared commitment to growth, this partnership can evolve into a powerful alliance built on loyalty, purpose, and enduring love. Communication conflict resolution. Communication between an Aries man and a Virgo woman is one of the most defining forces in their relationship, shaping not only how they connect on a daily basis but also how they survive challenges over time. This dynamic is both their greatest challenge and their greatest opportunity because it exposes the deepest differences in how they think, react, and express themselves. Aries communicates from instinct. His words often arrive at the same moment as his emotions, unfiltered and immediate. He speaks to release energy, to assert truth as he feels it in that instant. Virgo, by contrast, communicates from reflection. She thinks before she speaks, weighs language carefully, and often continues to analyze conversations long after they have ended, replaying words and tones in her mind. This contrast can create a sense of constant misalignment. Aries may feel that Virgo takes too long to respond or withholds her thoughts, while Virgo may feel that Aries speaks too quickly and without consideration. Aries often believes that honesty means immediacy. If something is felt, it should be said. Virgo believes that honesty requires clarity and responsibility. If something is said without thought, it can create confusion or harm. These differing philosophies of communication can cause frustration, especially during emotionally charged moments. Conflicts often arise when Aries reacts before Virgo has finished processing her thoughts. In moments of tension, Aries may raise issues abruptly, expecting an equally immediate response. Virgo, needing time to reflect, may withdraw or become quiet. Aries interprets this silence as avoidance or emotional evasion, which can trigger further intensity. Virgo, meanwhile, may feel pressured or overwhelmed, leading her to retreat even more deeply into analysis. This creates a classic cycle of pursuit and withdrawal that, if unchecked, can escalate misunderstandings. Another source of conflict emerges when Virgo overanalyzes Aries' words and intentions. Aries tends to speak plainly, often without layered meanings or hidden agendas. Virgo, however, is naturally inclined to look for subtext, nuance, and implication. She may dissect a single phrase, searching for what was implied rather than what was said. Aries may feel unfairly scrutinized, accused of meanings he never intended. This can lead him to label Virgo as nitpicky or overly critical. Virgo, in turn, may view Aries as careless with language, insufficiently mindful of how words impact emotions. Despite these challenges, this communication dynamic holds immense potential for growth. Virgo excels at logical problem solving. She can identify root causes, analyze patterns, and suggest practical solutions. Aries excels at taking action. He is willing to confront issues directly and move toward resolution rather than lingering in uncertainty. When they learn to combine these strengths rather than compete, communication becomes a powerful tool rather than a battleground. The key lies in timing. Aries must learn to pause. This pause does not require him to suppress his truth, but to delay expression until it can be heard rather than resisted. Learning to ask, rather than declare, gives Virgo the space she needs to engage productively. Virgo, meanwhile, must learn to speak up sooner. Waiting too long to express concerns can cause resentment to build and makes conflicts more intense when they finally surface. Early communication prevents emotional overload. When disagreements arise, the most productive conversations are those rooted in calm honesty rather than accusation. Aries benefits from learning to soften his tone, focusing on how he feels rather than what Virgo has done wrong. Virgo benefits from expressing concerns without excessive critique, focusing on solutions rather than flaws. When blame is removed, understanding becomes possible. Over time, Aries begins to appreciate Virgo's thoughtful communication style. He learns that reflection can prevent unnecessary conflict and that not every issue requires immediate confrontation. Virgo begins to appreciate Aries' directness. She learns that clarity can be freeing and that addressing issues promptly can prevent emotional buildup. Each partner expands their communicative capacity through exposure to the other. As their bond deepens, communication shifts from reactive to intentional. They begin to recognize emotional triggers and adjust accordingly. Aries becomes more attentive to Virgo's need for clarity and emotional safety. Virgo becomes more tolerant of Aries' expressive nature, understanding that his words are often driven by emotion rather than malice. Ultimately, when an Aries man and a Virgo woman communicate with empathy instead of ego, their relationship transforms. Conversations become bridges rather than weapons. Conflicts become opportunities to understand each other more deeply rather than threats to stability. Through patience, self-awareness, and mutual respect, their communication evolves into one of the strongest foundations of their partnership, capable of supporting long-term intimacy, trust, and growth. Physical intimate connection. The physical and intimate connection between an Aries man and a Virgo woman is a slow, unfolding narrative rather than a sudden event, and its power lies precisely in that gradual evolution. From the very beginning, intimacy between these two reflects their fundamentally different approaches to closeness, vulnerability, and desire. Aries approaches physical connection as a natural extension of emotion. For him, touch is instinctive, affirming, and deeply reassuring. Physical closeness makes him feel alive, bonded, and emotionally present. His desire tends to be immediate and expressive, rooted in passion and confidence. He does not separate intimacy from emotion. Instead, he uses it as a way to communicate feelings that words cannot fully capture. Virgo, on the other hand, experiences physical intimacy as something sacred and deeply personal. Her body and emotions are closely intertwined, and she does not open one without feeling secure in the other. Initially, she may appear reserved or cautious, not because she lacks desire, but because she associates physical closeness with vulnerability. Trust is essential for her. She needs to feel emotionally safe, respected, and genuinely valued before she can relax into intimacy. Where Aries moves forward through impulse, Virgo moves forward through reassurance and consistency. This difference in pacing often defines the early stages of their physical relationship. Aries may feel an urgent pull toward closeness, eager to express affection and passion. Virgo may need time to adjust to his intensity, carefully observing whether his desire is grounded in sincerity or fleeting impulse. This can create moments of misunderstanding. Aries may worry that Virgo is uninterested, while Virgo may worry that Aries is moving too quickly. Yet these moments are not obstacles so much as invitations for patience and communication. As trust begins to develop, the dynamic shifts subtly but powerfully. Virgo starts to feel more secure in Aries' presence, realizing that his passion is not careless but heartfelt. She notices that his desire remains steady, that his affection is consistent rather than sporadic. This reliability allows her to relax. Slowly, her natural sensuality emerges, not loud or dramatic, but deeply attentive and intentional. She becomes fully present in intimate moments, focusing on connection, responsiveness, and emotional attunement. This is often where Aries experiences surprise. Accustomed to fast-paced, high-intensity encounters, he discovers a new depth of pleasure through Virgo's mindfulness. Her attentiveness teaches him that intimacy can be profoundly intense without being rushed. He begins to appreciate the beauty of slowing down, of savoring moments rather than conquering them. Virgo's approach transforms physical closeness into an experience of shared awareness rather than sheer passion. Aries contributes energy, warmth, and confidence to the intimate space. His openness reassures Virgo, helping her feel desired without pressure. He expresses affection freely, making it clear that he wants her not just physically, but emotionally. This affirmation is deeply important for Virgo, who may otherwise question her own desirability or overthink her responses. Aries' straightforward expression of desire cuts through doubt, allowing her to experience intimacy without self-judgment. As their bond deepens, both partners undergo subtle but meaningful changes. Aries learns restraint, not as suppression, but as attentiveness. He becomes more sensitive to Virgo's signals, recognizing that her responses are nuanced rather than immediate. He learns that intimacy is not about intensity alone, but about presence, patience, and care. Virgo learns release. She gradually lets go of the need to analyze every sensation or reaction. With Aries, she learns to trust her body, to embrace pleasure without questioning it, and to allow desire to exist without justification. Their physical connection becomes strongest when emotional trust is firmly established. When Virgo feels emotionally understood and respected, she opens fully, offering a depth of intimacy that is both grounding and transformative. When Aries feels emotionally accepted, he becomes more tender, more attentive, and more emotionally engaged. Physical closeness becomes a language of reassurance, healing, and connection rather than mere desire. Over time, intimacy becomes a space where both partners feel safe to be vulnerable. Aries finds grounding in Virgo's steady presence. Virgo finds freedom in Aries' passion and warmth. Their physical bond reflects balance rather than extremes. Fire is softened by earth. Earth is warmed by fire. Each partner feels seen, valued, and desired in ways that extend beyond the physical. Ultimately, the physical and intimate connection between an Aries man and a Virgo woman matures into something deeply meaningful and sustaining. It is not defined by constant intensity or dramatic expression, but by intentional closeness, emotional safety, and mutual growth. What begins as cautious exploration evolves into a profound and deeply bonded expression of love, one where passion is guided by trust, and intimacy becomes a shared journey rather than a destination. Shared values, life goals. At their core, an Aries man and a Virgo woman share a deeper alignment of values than either initially recognizes, because their similarities are expressed through very different behaviors and priorities. Both are fundamentally oriented towards self-improvement, integrity, and purposeful living. They are not passive signs, and neither is content with drifting through life without direction. Aries seeks achievement, impact, and the satisfaction of knowing he has moved something forward. Virgo seeks usefulness, meaning, and the quiet fulfillment that comes from contributing something of value. Though these motivations look different on the surface, they stem from the same desire, to live a life that matters. Aries approaches life goals with boldness and ambition. He is driven by the need to accomplish, to conquer challenges, and to leave a mark on the world. Success, for him, is often measured through action and visible results. Virgo approaches life goals with intention and discernment. She is less concerned with recognition and more focused on effectiveness. She wants to know that her efforts are meaningful, well executed, and beneficial. While Aries dreams in broad strokes, Virgo refines those dreams into something sustainable and realistic. When these two align around shared goals, they can form a remarkably strong partnership. Virgo excels at planning, organizing, and managing details. She sees the steps between where they are and where they want to be. She anticipates obstacles, prepares contingencies, and ensures that progress is steady rather than chaotic. Aries excels at initiation and leadership. He is the one who takes the first step, pushes through fear, and maintains momentum when challenges arise. Together, they create a powerful balance between vision and execution. In matters of career and long-term ambition, this pairing has significant potential. Aries is often the motivator, the one who encourages movement and expansion. Virgo is the stabilizer, ensuring that growth does not come at the expense of well-being or sustainability. Aries benefits from Virgo's guidance, learning to channel his energy more effectively. Virgo benefits from Aries' encouragement, learning to trust her capabilities and take bolder steps toward her goals. However, alignment requires conscious effort. If Aries and Virgo fall into comparison or competition, tension can arise. Aries may feel frustrated if Virgo appears overly cautious or critical of his ideas. Virgo may feel undervalued if Aries dismisses her need for planning or overlooks details she considers essential. Long-term harmony depends on mutual respect. Aries must recognize that Virgo's attention to detail is not resistance, but support. Virgo must recognize that Aries' drive is not recklessness, but leadership. Differences in lifestyle preferences often highlight these dynamics. Aries thrives on spontaneity, adventure, and new experiences. He enjoys unpredictability and the excitement of the unknown. Virgo prefers routine, structure, and predictability. She finds comfort in consistency and feels grounded when life follows a reliable rhythm. These preferences can clash if not addressed openly. The solution lies in compromise rather than sacrifice. Planned adventures allow Aries to satisfy his need for excitement while giving Virgo time to prepare mentally and practically. Flexible routines allow Virgo to maintain stability while accommodating occasional spontaneity. Shared goals provide a framework that honors both freedom and security. When both partners feel that their needs are acknowledged, lifestyle differences become complementary rather than divisive. Over time, Aries and Virgo often discover that their shared values become more visible through lived experience. They build a life that reflects both ambition and care, both movement and mindfulness. Aries brings the courage to pursue bigger dreams. Virgo brings the wisdom to sustain them. Together, they create a future that is not only successful, but meaningful, grounded in mutual respect, shared purpose, and a deep commitment to growth. Final thoughts. The love compatibility between an Aries man and a Virgo woman is a story defined by contrast, growth, and profound transformation, unfolding not as a smooth or effortless journey, but as a meaningful process of becoming. This relationship is not about instant harmony or natural alignment. It is about two very different energies learning, sometimes slowly and sometimes through friction, how to move in the same direction. Fire and earth are not instinctive companions, yet when they learn to coexist, they create something stable, enduring, and quietly powerful. Aries brings heat, motion, and courage, while Virgo offers structure, grounding, and intention. Together, they illustrate how love does not always arrive as comfort, but often as challenge, and how challenge can be the very thing that deepens connection. This pairing thrives not because it is easy, but because it demands awareness. The Aries man lives with instinct, action, and a desire to move forward without hesitation. He trusts his impulses and often believes that momentum itself will solve most problems. The Virgo woman, in contrast, moves through life with analysis, care, and a strong sense of responsibility. She wants to understand before she acts, to refine before she commits, and to ensure that each step has purpose. At first, these differences can feel exhausting or even incompatible. Aries may feel slowed down or questioned, while Virgo may feel rushed or overwhelmed. Yet within this tension lies the opportunity for real growth. Aries teaches Virgo courage in its rawest form. Through him, she learns that not every decision must be perfected before it is lived, and that sometimes growth requires stepping into uncertainty. He shows her the power of emotional boldness, of saying what one feels without overthinking every possible consequence. In loving an Aries man, a Virgo woman can begin to loosen her grip on control and allow herself moments of spontaneity, passion, and fearless self-expression. She learns that vulnerability does not weaken her intelligence, and that risk does not automatically lead to failure. At the same time, Virgo teaches Aries lessons that are equally transformative. She introduces him to patience, not as restraint, but as wisdom. Through her, he begins to see that impulsive action can benefit from reflection, and that lasting success is often built through consistency rather than speed. Virgo offers mindful living, helping Aries recognize the value of planning, responsibility, and attention to detail. She grounds his fire, not by extinguishing it, but by giving it direction. In her presence, Aries can mature emotionally, learning that strength also includes listening, adapting, and considering the impact of his actions on others. What makes this relationship especially meaningful is that neither partner is required to abandon their nature. Aries does not need to become less passionate, nor does Virgo need to become less thoughtful. Instead, love asks them to expand. They grow not by changing who they are, but by learning how to hold space for someone different. Aries learns that leadership is not dominance, and Virgo learns that care does not require control. Each partner becomes a mirror, reflecting both strengths and blind spots, and offering the chance to evolve through mutual respect. Conflict, when it arises, becomes a teacher rather than a threat. Aries may approach disagreement head-on, eager to resolve it quickly and move on. Virgo may need time to process, analyze, and articulate her feelings carefully. If misunderstood, this difference can lead to frustration. But when both partners choose understanding over judgment, these moments become opportunities for deeper trust. Aries learns to slow down and truly listen, while Virgo learns that not every emotion needs to be dissected to be valid. Through patience and empathy, conflict transforms into clarity. For this union to flourish, both partners must consciously choose partnership over ego. Aries must resist the urge to see compromise as weakness, and Virgo must release the belief that love must follow a perfect formula to succeed. When pride softens and patience takes its place, the relationship finds its rhythm. Each partner learns that love is not about winning or being right, but about building something together that neither could create alone. Over time, this bond can evolve into a deeply fulfilling and lasting love, rooted in mutual growth and shared purpose. The Aries man finds stability without feeling trapped, and the Virgo woman finds excitement without losing security. Together, they form a balance that is dynamic yet grounded, passionate yet thoughtful. Their love becomes a space where both are encouraged to be brave, kind, accountable, and fully themselves. Sometimes, the most unlikely matches are the ones that teach us the most. They challenge our assumptions, stretch our comfort zones, and reveal parts of ourselves we might never have discovered otherwise. The pairing of an Aries man and a Virgo woman is a perfect example of this beautiful truth, a reminder that love is not always about similarity, but about the willingness to grow side by side, learning from contrast, and transforming through connection.